Most engines don't die from one big mistake. They die from one small habit. Repeated every day. I've seen engines fail at 80,000 miles, while others reach 300,000 miles with no major repairs. Same engine, same oil, same maintenance schedule. One difference, a habit the driver didn't even realize was damaging the engine. And that habit can lead to $3,000, $5,000, even $10,000 in repairs. No warning light, no obvious failure, just slow damage, building over time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what that habit is, how it destroys engines from the inside, and how to stop it before it costs you everything. And near the end, I'll show you the version of this habit that almost everyone does, even careful drivers. The truth most drivers don't realize. Engines don't wear out evenly. They wear out in patterns. And those patterns come from habits. Not just mileage, not just oil quality. Habits. Habits that start small but cause damage. Number 9. Short trips, only driving. This is one of the most common habits today. Driving short distances. Engine starts, runs for a few minutes, shuts off. What makes it different? The engine never reaches full operating temperature. I've disassembled engines used mostly for short trips and found fuel dilution in oil, moisture buildup, carbon deposits forming early. Oil analysis showed higher contamination levels and reduced viscosity stability. Most people don't realize short trips are harder on engines than long drives. The drawback: it feels harmless, but over time, it reduces engine life significantly. Number 8. Aggressive acceleration when cold. This is where things get serious. Cold engine, cold oil, then hard acceleration. What makes it different? Oil is thick when cold. Flow is slower. I've seen engines where this habit caused increased cylinder wall wear, early bearing stress, higher friction during startup. Oil analysis often shows increased wear metals in engines driven aggressively when cold. Most people don't realize most engine wear happens in the first few minutes. The drawback? Damage is invisible until it adds up. Number 7. Ignoring slight engine noise. A small tick, a brief rattle, then it goes away, so it gets ignored. What makes it different? Noise is often early warning. I've disassembled engines where minor startup noise turned out to be early timing chain wear or delayed oil pressure. Oil analysis often showed increased metal particles. Most people don't realize engines warn you before they fail. The drawback: the warning is subtle and easy to dismiss. Number 6. Delaying oil changes slightly every time. Not skipping, just delaying a little every time. What makes it different? Oil doesn't fail suddenly. It degrades gradually. I've seen engines where oil changes were consistently delayed by 1,000 to 2,000 miles. And internal wear was noticeably higher. Oil analysis showed reduced additive levels, increased oxidation, higher wear metals. Most people don't realize. Small delays add up over time. The drawback: it doesn't feel like a big mistake, but it becomes one. Number 5. Using the wrong oil filter, even with good oil. This is where things start to connect. Good oil, but poor filtration. What makes it different? Contaminants stay in circulation. I've cut open cheap filters and found weak media, early clogging, poor filtration. Oil analysis showed higher contamination levels, which increases wear. Most people don't realize oil quality doesn't matter if it's not clean. The drawback? The engine still runs fine at first. Number 4. Letting the engine idle. Too long, thinking it's gentle. This one surprises a lot of people. Letting the engine idle to warm up, or while waiting. It feels safe. What makes it different? Idle is one of the worst operating conditions. Low oil pressure, incomplete combustion, low temperature. I've disassembled engines with heavy idling use and found carbon buildup on intake valves, fuel dilution in oil, sludge forming earlier than expected. Oil analysis often shows increased fuel contamination because combustion isn't efficient at idle. Most people don't realize idling doesn't warm the engine properly. Driving gently does. The drawback? Long idle time quietly damages the engine. Number 3. Ignoring oil level between changes. This is more common than people admit. Drivers change oil, then never check it again. What makes it different? Engines consume oil over time, even healthy ones. I've disassembled engines that were always on schedule for oil changes, but ran low between services, and the damage was clear. Bearing wear, cylinder scoring, increased heat stress. Oil analysis showed elevated wear metals. Most people don't realize running slightly low on oil repeatedly is enough to reduce engine life. The drawback: there's often no warning until it's too late. Number 2. Driving hard. Immediately after startup. Not just cold acceleration, but full load driving right away. High RPM, heavy throttle. What makes it different? Oil pressure builds quickly, but oil temperature does not. I've seen engines where oil reached pressure fast, but lubrication was still inadequate due to temperature. That leads to increased friction, reduced film strength, early wear. Oil analysis often shows higher wear in engines driven aggressively early. This is where things get serious, because now you're stressing the engine when it's least protected. Number 1. Ignoring small changes in engine behavior. This is the habit that connects everything. Fuel economy drops slightly, engine feels different, sound changes a little, and it gets ignored. What makes it different? These are early signs of internal change. I've disassembled engines where slight MPG drop indicated carbon buildup, minor noise indicated timing wear, small vibration indicated imbalance. Oil analysis confirmed gradual increases in wear metals and contamination. Most people don't realize engines rarely fail without warning. They change first. The drawback: those changes are easy to ignore. What shocked me most from real engines? Here's what stands out after years of teardown work. The worst engine damage didn't come from abuse. It came from normal driving habits, repeated every day. Final surprise: the habit that feels safe, but destroys engines. Here it is, the habit I've seen in more failed engines than anything else. Driving normally, without ever adjusting for conditions. Not aggressive driving, not neglect, just driving the same way. Every day, no matter temperature, traffic, engine condition, oil condition, and that's the problem. Why this habit is so dangerous. Most people assume, if I follow the manual, I'm fine. But real-world conditions are not standard. What makes it different? Engines operate differently under cold weather, hot climates, short trips, heavy traffic, high loads. I've disassembled engines that followed factory maintenance perfectly, but operated under harsh conditions daily. And the wear patterns were clear. Increased bearing wear, carbon buildup, oil degradation. Oil analysis showed higher contamination and faster additive depletion. Most people don't realize the manual is based on ideal conditions, not real life. How this habit destroys engines over time. This is where everything connects. Driving without adapting leads to oil breaking down faster, higher engine temperatures, increased friction, reduced lubrication quality, and because it happens gradually, it's never noticed. Until failure. The 5 real-world fixes that actually extend engine life. Fix number 1. Adjust oil change intervals to your driving. If you do, short trips, stop-and-go traffic, hot or cold climates, change oil sooner. I've seen engines last significantly longer, just from shorter intervals. Fix number 2. Drive gently until oil is fully warm. Not just coolant, oil. That takes longer. Keep RPM and load low until the engine is fully warmed. Fix number 3, check oil level regularly. Once a week, it takes seconds and prevents long-term damage. Fix number 4, pay attention to small changes. Sound, feel, fuel economy. These are early warnings. Act on them early. Fix number 5, match driving style to conditions. Smooth acceleration. Avoid unnecessary load. Anticipate traffic. This reduces stress on the engine. What actually saves an engine? After years of seeing failures, here's what works. Simple, practical, proven. The moment you see the oil light. Turn off the engine immediately, not in a minute, not after the next exit. Immediately. Before starting. After an oil change. Wait a few seconds. Let oil settle. Prime the system if possible. Always double check. Oil level, filter tightness, drain plug seal. And most important, respect pressure. Because pressure is what keeps metal parts separated. Without it, damage starts instantly. Why this changes everything.